Well, we are 2 weeks away from the end of the legislative session, and the fate of many bills is still up in the air. Our Paul Drews is here with us now. And Paul, there are some of those bills that have a good chance at surviving.
Well, many measures introduced in the House have companion or similar bills introduced in the Senate and vice versa. So there may be an agreement something needs to be done over a particular issue. But legislators only have a matter of days to come to an agreement over the final finished product that could ultimately change our laws. Hawaii lawmakers had ambitious plans at the start of the legislative session, from helping Lahaina rebuild to fireworks safety and safeguarding our streets from illegal e-bikes.
Because largely, I think what you're witnessing firsthand is the unregulated use of electric bicycles, unquote, that look like an e-bike but actually are not. But the way that we have our statutes written, there's no mechanism to trigger the removal or citing of the activity. So this bill would hopefully address that.
Another issue many focused on was housing, including using the rental housing revolving fund for projects for middle-income residents, those making 80 to 140% of the median area income.
Instead of lending out money 57 years at a time, which is typical for our low-income projects, we'd be able to recoup the state's investment within 3 to 5 years. So that way you could literally get 10 buildings for the price of one. And that's how we're going to significantly accelerate the housing production of Hawaii. We can potentially double or even triple the housing pipeline in Hawaii if we build it for middle-class local people.
The rising cost of insurance for home and condo owners has also been a key issue this legislative session, and one bill still alive would require insurance companies to notify people days or even weeks before canceling or not renewing their policy.
And you saw it last year when a lot of condominium associations and such were trying to formulate budgets and all of a sudden being notified of these kinds of changes, and now everybody's scrambling, and this causes consumers to really panic.
Meanwhile, time is ticking down for lawmakers to hammer out the details of hundreds of bills. So what are the disagreements over insurance bills?
Funding is a big part of it, right? Not only how much will be available, and with the federal chaos that's going on and the need to ensure that we have everything for people and our most vulnerable across the board, that paints a very difficult picture.
Lawmakers work out their disagreements during this final conference period in the legislature before final readings in the House and Senate, which takes place in 2 weeks.
So this part of the session is super important, where you're starting to see that the bills that do come out of the conference period are able to withstand constitutional muster challenge and just also broader support from both chambers.
Now, Hawaii only has a 4-month legislative session to introduce bills, hear testimony, and vote through committees and chambers. A bill was introduced to make our legislature year-round, but it did not survive the session. Paul Drews, Island News.